Hello, welcome back to the High Button podcast. May 18th, it's a Thursday, 2017, episode 46. How do you feel, Tom?
Had a long day.
Tell me about your day. Good day, bad day? How was your day today?
Awful day. I shouldn't say awful.
Day? Every day's a beautiful day.
No, it's beautiful. Like, I'm still shitty day. You know those days, I mean, I'm sure every job has its little quirks, is that the word? Quirks.
I know you're asking, I don't know.
That don't happen very often, but when they do, it's kind of annoying. And every once in a while, you get that one day where they all happen on the same day. Yeah. It's one of those days. Just bad timing.
So all these things happened at once?
Yeah, just bad timing with everything.
Okay. Was it your, explain further.
I can't get into too much detail for legality reasons. But just little stuff that doesn't happen often. So when it happens sometimes, it's not a big deal. But just...
Let me ask a question regarding to what you just said.
Yeah, sure.
I guess two-part question. Did you meditate this morning before going to work?
I did, but I had to cut it short because I was running behind.
If you meditated for the whole, how long you meditate, do you think it would have made a difference in your day? Do you think you would have had a better day? Or do you think it still would have been shitty?
No. I think if I had meditated at lunchtime, then the afternoon would have went better.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a good break. It's a good break. I usually meditate at lunch. But
how long do you meditate for?
20 minutes.
Yeah.
But today the Canada game was on during lunch, so I watched the game.
Did they win?
They beat Germany 2-1. Canada sucks, man.
What? 2-1? Didn't they lose to France, Canada?
Switzerland.
Like, oh boy. Yeah. That's not good. A lot of these European teams are becoming a lot better.
They are they not?
They are. Other than...
do you hear Jamaica's going to...
What?
Jamaica made a team, and they beat Nova Scotia the other day.
No.
But they...
this must have been... Okay, under 18.
So what Jamaica is doing, though, is they're taking all Canadian players with Jamaican backgrounds.
If you got a Jamaican cousin, you're on the team.
So, yeah, half their... Yeah. I guess, a majority of the team played in the O and stuff like that. So there wasn't, a bunch of... So they're going to compete at the Olympics, and they might be decent.
As soon as you say to me Jamaican hockey team, I automatically think jerseys, and I automatically think sick jerseys.
Yeah, that's
those colors.
That's a colorway that's never been done in hockey.
It's like the Rasta yellow, like the Bob Marley yellow, green, whatever the Rasta colors. I guess they could have great jerseys.
Isn't Rasta like a slur?
Rasta, I don't know. I think of Rasta from How to Make It in America.
Yeah, and wasn't that the reason that Jamaican community was mad at them because they called it Rasta Monster?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know too much about Jamaican heritage.
I always thought a Rasta was just a Jamaican person.
It could be. I don't know.
Like a Rasta.
I don't know.
That's cool though. That's awesome. I'd like to see that. Didn't they make a movie on? Oh no, those bobsledding. Sorry.
Yeah, but winter sport. Yeah, that's actually a real story.
What is
that actually happened?
Is it
the bobsled? Yeah,
that's cool.
The difference was the bobsled team were guys who had never bobsledded before, and they taught them how to do it. The hockey team is guys who know how to play hockey, and they're just.
That would be a cool movie to make. Imagine if they made a movie on these Jamaican players right now. That would be a cool movie.
Well, it would only be a cool movie if they do well at the Olympics, which they might because the NHL might not be there.
Oh yeah, that's true. Did you see? I know you said that you kind of watched.
Is this on right now?
Yeah, second period. You watched the Mighty Ducks hockey. I think it was D2. They played against the Jamaican team. It was cool. They had drums in the stands and stuff.
I hadn't seen that.
I'd love to go to Jamaica. That'd be a great place to go visit. I heard it's beautiful. It is a little bit more expensive, but I heard it's worth the trip.
I've never heard of bad. Yeah. But I have some friends who wandered off the resort and got
in Jamaica.
Yeah, got caught up with some rough people. Nothing happened, but they said it was
really.
They were very quiet. They didn't talk to these people very much.
Do they have danger problems in Jamaica? I guess there's danger everywhere in the world. But I've just always thought as a Jamaican person, just laid back, smoking a joint in a lawn chair.
There's every type of person in every country. No one place is a certain way.
Are you a big going off the resort guy? Do you have any desire, or you're happy with?
Now, up until recently, I would have said no way, but now
yeah. When I was younger, and when we went on those trips, if someone recommended, let's go off the resort and go look at shit. I'm like, what? No.
But it's like, what are you going to... You can't rob me. I don't have any money.
Yeah, I don't... This is everything I came for is here. The food's here. The liquor's here. The beach is here.
It's cheaper.
Everything is there. And then to leave. But nowadays, I'd like to think I'm a little bit more cultured, and I definitely like to... I see my resort days in the past.
I have a friend, shout out... I'm trying to think of the story before I say his name, if there's anything bad that happens. You know what? I don't know if he wants me to tell it or not, so I'm not going to say his name, but I forget which country he was in.
Okay.
It wasn't Mexico, it was in the Caribbean. It was either Cuba or... No, it was Dominican. I don't fucking know. Anyway, he left the resort. I forget how the story started. He went drinking. He met these locals, and he was like, let's go... And they were like, he's like, let's go drinking. So they went drink.
Was he with friends?
He was by himself. So he was driving like a motorcycle that he rented, and he went like into their neighborhood, and there were guys walking around with like machine guns and stuff. And
what?
Yeah, and people like just saying he's crazy for going there. And he just went to one of their houses. It was like a shack, and he just drank with them on their couch. Like,
did he say he had a good time?
Oh, he said it was awesome. He said it was dumb. But nothing happened. He didn't get robbed or anything.
I could never do anything like that, ever.
They said, when you leave here, don't stop, no matter what. Because people are going to like try to wave you down, or like a kid's going to act like he's hurt or something. And
how far was it from the resort, did he say?
I don't know. You know what? I wish I remembered the story better.
Yeah, there's definitely pieces to that story that haven't been told.
Yeah.
I'd love to drive a motorcycle in a foreign country, or like a four-wheeler, go like the countryside.
Was I with you when we were, I think it was Cuba, and there was a guy driving a motorcycle, and he had a washer on the back, and he had one hand on it?
Yeah, no, that wasn't me. That was not me, but you told me about that story. Like, it's amazing, like, the cars in Cuba, how like there's no up-to-date American or just North American cars. They're all older because they don't have trade. That was awesome. I remember seeing that.
I think they have trade.
Do they have trade now?
I don't know. I think so.
But yeah, those are fantastic.
A plus side of the trade with the trade agreement with the U.S. is, I'm not even sure if it's a thing, but the food would be better.
Oh, definitely. Well, that's why the Dominican, a lot of people prefer the Dominican over Cuba. It's the same thing. It's just the food is
I
better.
hear Jamaica is the best food.
I've heard that too. I know you don't watch a lot of YouTube, but Munchies, it's a channel from Vice Media. They have a lot of great Jamaican little mini movies, I guess, where they go to Jamaica and like they go beachside, and there's people just cooking up a lamb with some vegetables. It's really cool stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's probably the number one thing I look forward to when traveling is just food. I'm not really much into the sites or the history of anything. I just never really got into it. It's just the food. Food and the drink and the people.
I'm not big on the actual learning the history, but I like being in the historic parts of town. That, you know what I mean? To see what like sort of like what it was like.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So where's?
I don't know if you'd like Europe. Yeah,
I'd love Europe. What do you mean?
Yeah,
but that's exactly what I said I like.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. You definitely like Europe. But just some people don't like Europe because that's like all it is. Well, I shouldn't say that's not all it is. Europe's a beautiful place. Europe is massive.
Yeah, I can't count the amount of times you said on this podcast Europe.
Europe.
Do you know how much different every single place in Europe is? You just say Europe is this way.
True. I've never been to Greece. I'd love to go to Greece.
Yeah. Greece is definitely on the list. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say something.
Yeah, you had some stuff to talk about.
I wanted to talk about.
Oh, I saw a guy yesterday on the way home on the bus. It was late. It was late. I left work, went to play softball.
Holy shit! You played softball yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Or do you want to talk about coming home first?
Well, I came home after softball, so we can softball into the bus ride home.
Okay.
There's not much to tell about softball. We won.
What position did you play?
I played left and right field.
Did they ask you, or did they tell you? Or did you say
they asked? I couldn't choose any position I wanted, but I said I'd prefer to be in the outfield.
That's what you said.
But luckily, it fit their current lineup that I could fit out there.
Okay.
And we won.
How were you at bat?
You know what? I didn't have the greatest day at the plate. First game of the season, I went 1 for 3.
Yeah, first game of the season though. That's the fact that you got a hit. That's fine.
Well, yeah, my first at bat of your first at bat of the year, you always try to hit it out of the park, and I hit a real deep one. The guy made a real nice catch.
Oh, did he? That's the worst day when you hit a nice ball and someone catches it. Your hopes just go so high, and then they just
it had that pop off the bat. You're like, that's the one.
Gone.
And no, he tracked back and caught it.
Were the beers flowing?
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting it. And not a lot of beer. Everyone had a couple beer, but I didn't.
Did someone bring a 2-4?
No, everyone brought their own, and I wasn't prepared.
See, you can't. There's nothing you can do. Did someone give you a beer?
No.
What? I thought someone would have gave you a beer. That's kind of like a Canadian thing. Hey, Tom, you want a beer?
Maybe no one probably didn't cross their mind.
Yeah. How was the team you played? Was it good competition?
You know what? This league was different than ours, and the other team pitches to you. So
pitches, like not pitches. You mean like lob ball?
Yeah, okay, yeah. But that's the thing. It's like this girl. I got on my hit. I hit it like a pretty hard grounder up the middle, and the second one I grounded out because she knew what she was doing. She was throwing them, and they were strikes because they hit the mat, but they were landing right on the front of the mat. So it's like I was in no man's land. I couldn't get any air under the ball.
How was the field? I'm really curious about the
grass infield and outfield, but it was cool.
How was the scenery? Was there any mountains in the background, anything like that?
No, but it was a good field.
Where was the field?
North Vancouver.
Okay.
I didn't get home till 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's a distance. Not a distance. But
I would have been fine, but the game was long because of the other team pitching. That means there's walks, so people are taking pitches.
Yeah.
The game was probably an hour and a half, 2 hours long.
How many innings? 8 innings?
7.
That's long.
Maybe not 2 hours. Maybe I'm lying, but it's at least over an hour. Our games were an hour last year, right?
I thought those games were short last year. Actually, no. That's maybe some of them got a little lengthy.
Put it this way: it wasn't rushed like last year.
Yeah, that was the worst when someone was on the field after you and they were just watching you play and waiting for you to be finished.
We had to finish after 1 hour last year.
Yeah,
regardless if we were in the 4th inning or whatever.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's not right. If you're paying your money to play 8 innings, you should play 8 innings.
Yeah,
it just should go down the line. We're running a little bit behind today.
Yeah,
it was. Happens.
Yeah. So I had a good game in the field actually.
Did you?
Tracked down a couple balls out there.
Did you have sunglasses on?
Didn't need them.
Did you have a hat on? You must have had a hat.
Backwards
hat in the outfield?
Cloudy day. Cloudy day. Yeah.
Still would have liked to seen it on front.
I looked better with the hat backwards.
Did you hear the whole... actually, I'm not going to get into that.
What is it?
Kevin Pillar.
Yeah, what did he say? He said some homophobe.
Yeah.
He said fag?
He said faggot. He called him a faggot, the pitcher. I think as he threw an outside ball on a full count. I forget what the reason was. Anyways, 2-game suspension.
Yeah, that's a word.
If that happened 10 years ago, do you think that would be a thing?
No, because that's a word that I used to say it a lot, and I still do sometimes. I shouldn't. But it's when you're saying it, you don't think of it as...
Well, that's exactly what he said in his post-game interview. He's like, when you're in the heat of the moment, you don't think of the gay community. Just all I was thinking of was how you don't think of that. Yeah. You can't blame them when you're in the
and it's wrong though. You should that shouldn't be a word that you use.
I agree,
but I'm guilty of it, and it's
and I don't think the league suspended him. I think just the Blue Jays suspended him. If I'm correct, I could be wrong on that.
That's fine. That's good.
Anyways, the funniest thing about it was Gibby's interview after.
Oh no,
because Gibby, he's one of my favorite people in baseball,
in sports.
So basically they interview him. He's in the dugout. He has his big Oakleys on, and they're like, so Gibby, how do you feel about it?
Was he leaning back?
He's leaning forward. Leaning forward. He's leaning like this. And he's like, that's not who he is, right? He's a great guy. He just goes out here every day, plays the game hard, and he apologized, and we're gonna move on from the incident. He just says it so classy, so calm, but he says it in his Gibby tone that only he can do.
He's the king of saying nothing.
Yeah.
They lose a game. It's like, so what do you think of the game? Well, you go out there, you run, you hit, you catch, and you try and win a ball game. Sometimes you come up short.
That's a guy who I'd love to master his personality. Just try to mimic him. Oh man, he's hilarious. As soon as his interview comes on, you just start laughing.
Do you see the game? One of the games he got kicked out. They're like, he got kicked out in the 2nd inning. So they interviewed him after the game, and he was like, it wasn't too bad. I get to come back to the clubhouse, hammer back a few glasses of wine.
He said that?
Go over game tape.
That is hilarious. So what do you think? What do you think? The owners, the management, would think of that? Is that a big deal to them? He got kicked out. He went and had a couple beers.
No, he had 2.
That's baseball.
Past
culture.
3 seasons have been great.
Yeah, that's baseball culture. I guess you can't get mad at a GM for that.
No.
Or a manager for that, excuse me.
No, that's true.
Anyways, it was just funny seeing him on there. He's kind of just laughing it off. It was kind of a serious, interview, and he's just there, not laughing, but just not fazed by it, just being himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bus ride home.
Bus ride home. Give me the bus ride home.
It's I feel like I've mentioned the story so many times that it's not gonna live up to the hype. But so I'm riding home on the bus yesterday. It's late. There's this Eastern European guy, and he's really skinny.
Yeah.
He's an adult, but he's a small, skinny guy.
Okay.
Looks like he might be into IT or something like that.
Okay.
And there's this big construction worker beside him, but he fell asleep and his head was on his shoulder.
Wait, who fell asleep?
The construction guy had his head on the skinny guy's shoulder, and I was sitting right across from him, and he was trying he was trying so hard not to act weird, and he kept trying to wake the guy up.
What would you have done in that situation?
I would have woken him up, but the way he tried to wake him up was such a bitch ass.
What did he do?
He grabbed his hand and shook it, and the guy just
he grabbed his hand,
and then he grabbed his knee, and he barely moved it. Like it wouldn't wake anyone up.
The situation's like that.
Hey buddy,
you
just
gotta
nudge
shove him. Yeah, you gotta give him a shove. He grabbed his hand and grabbed his knee and gave it a shook.
Yeah.
Oh my! I'd be probably mad if he did that. If he gave me a shove, I'd be like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah.
Don't grab my hand.
Don't touch my head. I mean, yeah, I'm leaning on your shoulder, but
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
A lot of things can happen on a bus. That's one of them. Nothing crazy though has happened yet.
Some guy threw a water ball at our bus yesterday.
I saw a guy who's he's a zombie, he's a crackhead, and he was in the lineup to go on the bus, and he was smoking a cigarette, and the lady in front of him had a hood, and he ashed out his cigarette in the lady's hood as she was walking onto the bus, and then he just ran away because everyone was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he just ran away, ashed out his cigarette, and the girl freaked out. She was like, "What is that?" And then the cigarette came flying out. She had ash all in her hair. I felt terrible for her. It was funny watching it. It would suck if it happened to you though.
That's awful.
I want to talk about how I love watching background scenarios happen.
What do you mean?
The reason why
background scenarios?
I feel like everything like background people.
Oh, in movies and shows?
In movies and shows, even in sports. Because I feel everything that's up front and in your face, that's the stuff that's planned. That's the stuff that's not real to me. The real stuff is in the background where it's more amateur. It's more people that they can make mistakes and they know they're on camera. They might not be on camera. And I've always been interested in that. Always. When it comes to baseball, because I was watching the Jays game today, and there was a guy just huffing down a hot dog. And I was like,
wait, you consider someone sitting in the crowd at a baseball game the same as background work?
No, not background work, but just okay. Here's what I'm trying to say: the guy at bat, he knows he's on camera. He's like, "Oh, I'm on camera. I gotta look good, shoulders back." And I
highly doubt the guy.
I'm just saying,
about to face a 100-mile-per-hour fastball is worried about the camera.
Yeah, but his mindset is a lot different than the guy behind him having a hoagie in the second row. That's the difference I'm trying to make.
Or do you think he knew that he was on camera? That's why he ate the hot dog to draw attention to himself.
But that's also true. That could also happen as well. But I'm good.
Marlins man, you're telling me he's.
Well, I was just gonna bring Marlins man up as well. I'd like to say I was the first one to see him. I saw him 4 or 5 years ago, and I think it was when KC was in the World Series.
That wasn't 4 or 5 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah,
I'm sure someone else saw him as well. What's that guy in the bright orange sitting behind? It's not that hard to find him. But yeah, even today I was watching the game, and I was just I don't even watch the game sometimes. I'm just looking at the people in the background to look at their movements, to look at their funny characteristics. I don't know. I just wanted to know if you have any thought on that. I know you know this.
Yeah, I just watched the game. Just watch the game.
I watched the game too, but when it gets boring and there's nothing to watch, there's a game outside of the game within that arena still. There's people. There's a story in every person in that arena.
It's funny. As big of a sports fan as I am, I dislike most sports fans.
Yeah, me too. I don't even like myself when I talk about sports. It's just I have an ego about sports that no one knows more about sports than not an ego, just
really?
I just feel like the people that I don't know and I don't trust, and they try to tell me something about sports and they're not credited.
I mean being at the arena.
Oh, at the arena. Well, tell me about that. That's a different ball game.
I'm picturing a particular group of fans I bumped into about a year ago.
Where?
A little over a year ago.
What sport?
Basketball.
Okay.
I was at the Clippers and Golden State Warriors game.
Okay.
Last minute tickets, we got them in the top row.
Okay.
So we're top row, not usually where
You want to be
fanatic.
near the nosebleeds.
No, I'm fine with that, but it's usually not where fanatics are. People in front of us, 4 of them, Golden State fans, traveled from San Francisco, and we're in the top of the arena, and they keep standing up every time they score and like cheering, and it's like
In a basketball game?
yes,
Every time?
like standing up and high-fiving, like right in front of me. Like every time they do it, I can't see. It's like I'm already in the nosebleeds. No one's seeing you cheer them on.
Every time they score in a basketball game. So that's like every minute, every 45 seconds.
Well, not every time they score, but
But I understand. They were a movement group. They got up and they moved around and they celebrated.
yeah,
What'd you do? Did you say anything?
I didn't say anything.
I would have said something. That's the first time. That's the first time you're at a. Not the first time you're at a professional basketball game, but
I didn't say anything. But I don't want to get kicked out of this game. It was a good game.
no, that's what I do. I tap them on the shoulder and I say, "Hey guys, listen, I'm here to watch the game, and I can't see when you guys stand up." And I'd go into a little spiel because that's the prick that I am. The guys sit down, relax, watch the game. I'm here to watch it too, but when you stand, I can't. I'd make a point first quarter. I'd get pissed off. I'd have to leave.
Yeah,
I go up in arms about that shit.
yeah. I don't know. I just didn't even want to have a conversation with these people, and I was trying to be calm about the situation.
Were you with other people? You must have been with other
I was with my friend Corey.
Okay. Did he have a problem with it?
Not as much as me, but for another reason. I'll tell you later. He wasn't angry. Put it that way.
Okay.
Good mood. Real good mood. So yeah, it's just I never understood cheering so hard for something.
Was it? It was. Who was playing?
Golden State and the Clippers.
Yeah, that's a big game.
What is a clipper?
It's like one of those things that you clip like paper with. It's like a paper clip. You can clip a lot of things. Is a tie clip.
Tie clip, paper clip.
What was your favorite thing about?
Do they come in boxes or do you pay per clip?
Oh, that was good. Dum-dum-dum. What was your favorite thing about LA?
Well, what kind of question is that?
What do you mean? That's an amazing question. There's so many things. Your favorite aspect of LA.
I don't.
There's so many things that
Who
you can
knows
say.
what the answer is?
Well, you were only there for a week. You couldn't have experienced that much.
My favorite thing
Your favorite activity.
that I did?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? The drinking by the pool was kind of fun. At the
Yeah.
the
would've been
at the
fun.
Roosevelt Hotel.
Was it a rooftop pool or
No,
was it
no. It was, but it was like a courtyard. You just go in through the lobby, real nice lobby, like real high ceilings and stuff. You go through, you go down a staircase and out the back, and there's like the pool, there's the bar, and there's like rooms around it.
I wouldn't think you've said that. You're not much of a swimmer. I didn't think you.
I didn't go in the pool.
Oh, you just hung out by the pool.
Yeah,
Was there a lot of people in the pool?
but the description online, not a lot, but there were a few. The description online for this pool was, if you want to be the worst looking person in a place, go to this pool, and it was accurate.
You were the worst looking person.
Well, not necessarily, but
Was there a bar? Was there a bar? Like a swim up bar at the pool? Like
it wasn't a swim up, but there was a bar. And listen to this.
Shoot.
I borrowed Corey's glasses. They were Versace glasses.
Okay.
And I got charged 3 times more for my drink than the girl sitting beside us. We got to talking.
Why?
Because she said it's because of your glasses.
What the
She
fuck?
said they see people who look like they have money and charge them more.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is absurd.
She was a prostitute. I'm not sure if she was or not, but I think she was.
That's still insane. California.
The city of dreams. That's their quote. California, the city of dreams.
Is it?
No, Justin.
What is their quote? What is their saying?
The Sunshine State.
The Sunshine State.
Or is that Denver?
It could be Denver. I'd like to go to Denver.
Yeah, me too.
I hear a lot of good things about Denver. Heard it's clean.
I hear it's similar to here.
Vancouver?
Mountains,
I could see that.
low light poles, green light poles.
It's like middle America, isn't it, Denver?
It's western.
Western. Yeah, man. I don't know. Was it like next to Arizona?
No, it's not south like that. It's
St. Louis.
All right, I'm gonna draw you a little map here.
I really don't care.
Los Angeles, Seattle, Portland, Denver, I think, around there. Vegas is under it. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I wish Vancouver had one more sports team in the summer, like a baseball team. Just not.
I learned that Vegas has a AAA team.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm going.
What else do you have planned other than gambling and drinking down there and golf?
I'm gonna gamble a lot, drink a lot.
How many rounds are you playing golf?
Probably just. I don't even know if we are, but probably one. But there's a driving range there.
Nice.
But no, but it's like you know the one you've seen it in movies.
I know the one that's like layered.
Yeah,
like there's levels on.
But it's like you get it's you know in a bowling alley when you get the seats.
Yeah, like the booths.
They have like a booth. You rent your area for an hour.
Yeah.
And you get the booth and they just bring drinks and shit to you.
Bowling's a great time to get hammered at. Bowling's fantastic.
Bowling's great.
The food, no, everything's good about it.
I don't like eating when I bowl because your hands are so dirty from the bowling ball. You got to wash your hands every time you eat, and then you bowl the ball, and your hands are dirty again.
People that complain going into a bowling alley, it's like, what do you expect? You knew you were coming bowling. Like, why are you complaining about the shoes? Why are you complaining about the food that they have here? You gotta relax. It's a bowling alley.
Why are you mad you're losing?
Why are you? Yeah. I've always like. Did you say it was you who beat a high score in bowling?
Oh, I beat LeBron's score.
Beat LeBron's score,
which wasn't very high.
Who was the? Was a celebrity high?
There
score?
was a high scoring celebrity.
Who was it?
I forget.
Are you a good bowler?
No,
me
not
neither.
Really. Like 10-pin bowling, I can probably a good game for me is 100, but that's not like I usually bowl in like the 80s.
If I had a bowling alley in my house and I practice every day, I'd be top 1,000 bowler in the world. It's a sport that if you practice enough, you can become good at. Yeah. You guys got to learn the spin of the ball.
Yeah, that's.
Think about it. You're throwing a ball. How long is a bowling alley? 10, 20 meters. You got to throw a ball 20 meters every time. Yeah. Darts is another one I'd be good at too.
All right, so I think sports that people go into expecting to be good at and never are, I'd say bowling. You know what I mean?
Darts. Lawn bowling.
Golf. How many people go golfing who have never golfed before and then they get frustrated because they're not good?
Yeah. Sarah, just leave it. We'll throw it out when it's done. You can just leave it there. Yeah, that's another one. One sport that would be incredibly hard is polo, when they're on the horse. Because you're not controlling the horse as much as you think you are. A horse is a horse.
A horse is a horse.
Like, you're not the mind of the horse. That would be a sport I always thought would be extremely difficult. And you have to smack that little ball with that little...
That'd be a cool name for like a novel, The Mind of a Horse. The Soul of a Horseman.
Did we... See? There is a race... There is a track here.
Oh,
there?
Sarah... our succulent has passed on. Let's replace it. This is the intern, Sarah.
Thank you for the new...
She's here from Capilano University. Now we have a cacti.
A cacti.
A pet cacti and a pet rock. You know a guy made $1 million selling pet rocks?
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
What? How do you sell a pet rock? You just pick up a rock?
He made a company called Pet Rocks, and they came in boxes like at the toy store.
So like he shaved it down into a pet, or he just... No,
it was a rock. Like he went outside, grabbed rocks, put them in a box, made $1 million.
You are fucking... That is... I'm looking that up as soon as this is over.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Pet rock.
There's a lot... As soon as I hear that, I just automatically think there's a lot of stupid people in this world.
Well, think about it.
It's a pet rock.
It doesn't pee anywhere. You don't get to feed it. You don't get to walk it. Nice and smooth.
It's a big stepping stone in a relationship before you get a dog, a pet rock.
Leave the puns to me, buddy.
That was good.
That was pretty good, though. You got to admit, that was somewhat...
You're proud of yourself, right?
I am proud of that. I'm not really much of
you can't stop smiling.
I'll sleep well tonight. 2-0 Anaheim.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I do. As much as I do want to go to a baseball game this year, I do want to go to... I want to bet on some horses. Some ponies, excuse me.
Yeah.
We'll do that. What do you think the minimum bet is?
I don't know. $5, $10.
Hey, I can do that. I can afford that. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, horse betting. Gambling is for the strong, the strong-willed, the strong-hearted, and the strong-minded.
You can win some big money. You got to bet on grays. That's the key. You don't bet on any horse unless it's a gray. Grays win every time.
What's
That's
a
what I've
gray?
heard. A gray horse.
Like the color?
The color of the horse has to be gray.
What's that mean?
I don't
Is he
know.
old?
It's a old.
Is old horses?
It's a myth. It's a old wise. You know, it's a nothing. Also, spotted horses. That's another little trick of the trade.
Well, which one is faster?